Hey guys, started this footage a little bit late into the fight just because I was really surprised that I actually found somebody with a fire pet. I wasn't expecting this, but when I posted about how much fire resistance I have lately because I've been doing the fire dimensions for the crystal reward, since fire isn't really something I would use for class wars usually, or Titan War or anything like that. So I've been using those dimensions just for the rewards, and I have some crazy amount of fire resistance, especially when I put on level 9 crystals. I think my number was over 2,500 on what I posted for Facebook, which is totally outrageous amount of fire resistance, like completely unnecessary. But anyway, so folks wanted to see me fight somebody with a fire pet, and I didn't think I would find somebody this strong, but Trinity saves the day and brings her fire pet into Battleground, which I was really happy to see. But yeah, she's just not doing anything. This isn't a fair fight at all. I'm not even at 2,500 fire resistance right now. It's like 1,400 something. I'll show it after the fight. But yeah, so I mean, the resistance difference between the two of us right now is just completely unfair. But sort of funny. And yeah, she even says nice resist, which it is. And because my resistances right now are so high, she's not dealing much in class mode either. You know, whatever Sylph people take on is what kind of damage they're dealing in class mode as well. So I mean, she's doing piddles in class mode as well. Because I'm dealing quite a bit with magical attacks. So, you know, got a 430k thunder there. Playing with a chaos rune, which I know for future events can make the fight a little bit more hairy. I get her again when she brings a dark pet, which turns out to be a much more fair fight. Alright. Well, now you get to see what a lot of resistance can do. I mean, I think it was already pretty evident in my Class Wars Finals video how important resistances are, and that really just saved the day for me. But yeah, so here we go, 1427. So even, you know, just 1,400 resistance, especially when she might not have a ton of reduced res right now or something, but she's just not dealing a lot at all. My cards in this video are pretty reasonable. I mean, they're like level 4 or 5. I don't think it's, you know, I doubt that our cards are that different, or at least mine are that different compared to Trinity, unless she really just never bothered with them. But it's not like I ever went that crazy with the cards either. But after this Battleground, at some point I got beaten up by Queenie Bee a couple times in Battleground, and I had no idea why. I don't know if it was her cards. I haven't the slightest clue in the world why she was kicking my ass so badly. So, anyway, I asked her what her card levels were, but we got kicked out of the Battleground before I could find out. So anyway, I leveled up my cards a little bit after that because I was so horrified by how much damage she was dealing to me. But yeah, so resistances and all of the little things, you know, medallions and stuff, just Wartune is a game of, you know, 1% here, 1% there, and it really adds up, and then all of a sudden you're getting beat really badly or winning really well. It's all up in the air. So here Trinity has a dark pet and is hitting really, really hard now. You know, my dark resistance is okay, but now not totally outrageous or anything like that right now. Obviously no dimensions on right now since I saved those. But yeah. So Trinity's hitting much harder now. Decided to go with a heal rune, but I'm not sure that was the greatest choice. Sometimes when I'm really low on health, instead of going with a guardian, I end up taking the heal. You know, I want to get out of Sylph mode and heal, but I also don't want to get hit really hard while I'm out of Sylph mode and Trinity is still in Sylph mode. So it's a little bit of a balance there. So I throw on my Guardian rune, which is always the mage's savior. And Trinity goes with an EDD, which is a really slow Delphic, and so I actually can get my Guardian rune and an Ice Bolt out really quickly. Ice Bolt is probably the fastest mage skill there is, and so I managed to wait out that chaos and get a big crit heal. So really, just mages. People say mages cheat with the heals and Guardian Rune, but it's really all we have. That's pretty much all mages have going for them are heals and a Guardian Rune. It works out well in PvP, but don't take that away from us, or else we're pretty much just wall splats. And here I asked Trinity after the fight, what her influence is at, and I check at the end, and it's level 20 influence for her, and so is mine. I have no idea why my stuns were going through. I absolutely won this fight because I was, my ice bolts were just really on point. But yeah, so that was a little hairy, a lot closer than with she had the fire pet. And so, I mean, we can take a peek around the new Battleground. I'm not a huge fan of this map. I should have shown the map in this video, but there are some little towers that you can claim. I try and just claim them if nobody else is going to, because I think it's better to leave those for lower BR players who are trying to get points. Because this BG does kick out people after 5 minutes of not getting points, which is just dumb. It should just be if you're idle for 5 minutes, not based on how many points you're getting. Because people, have a couple of close fights that they lose, and that's 5 minutes, and they're kicked out. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a pretty buggy. I get stuck and can't move around very well sometimes in this BG. So I think they're still hopefully working out the kinks. I hope it doesn't stay this way the whole time. I hope they patch it and make this new event more smooth. But here I'm getting a few quick kills. I find that the overall average BR in BGs even when I go in right from the start is actually a bit lower these days. I think more lower BR players are finding places to hide and are able to do a lot more stuff in these, so I'm able to get some faster kills. And so we have some new titles. I just got Master Sergeant, which is 300 kills, and they restart the count for whatever reason, so I have like 9,000 something kills since the beginning of the game, but it's only counting since the new patch. Trinity I saw with Second Lieutenant, which is 500 kills, so she's been busy in Battleground, and I think probably by now she's already at Lieutenant, which is 700 kills. General is the same as Grim Reaper, so that count stays the same, which I'm glad, because if I had to restart for the 10,000 kills, I would have been really annoyed. But yeah, so General is now the same as the Grim Reaper title. My guildies are asking about that title. One of my guildies is busy at work and actually ahead of me, so I just like to poke fun at her and call her a troll. I think these are all bully titles. Same with Road Warrior. All of that stuff is just is how quickly can you troll people in Battleground. And here's the fight with Christy. We don't actually end up able to finish it, which is unfortunate. She said she had a whole bunch of dark resistance, but she said it was like, I don't know, 1k something? I forget, but it wasn't enough to be totally outrageous. But you can see I'm not critting for much at all. I have a dark pet on. I'm doing like 1k crits with my meteor and like 4k crits with my thunder. So I was not super pleased about how little damage I'm dealing. Right now, Panda, my U-Demon, is dealing more damage to Christy than I am. And that's not just because Panda has a lot of magical attack, that's because Panda has a light pet on. Panda's attacks are taking on a light elemental, and Christy probably doesn't have very good light resistance. And so yeah, it's all about resistances now and how you pair up that way. So in that case, I'm very glad that Christy wasn't able to take out Panda very quickly. So into Sylph mode, I'm in a good position here. I got a stun. I do have a lot of attack on her and stuff. But I talked to Christy on Facebook afterward because I was so surprised by those little crits and stuff. I was asking her if it was the cards or whatever, and and she said it wasn't, but that she had a big bleed if we made it to like the 100% or 200%. So I was hoping that we could have, but we got cut off. Those rankings are still bugged. I don't know when they're gonna patch that and fix it, but every single time it just shows up that way, and can't exit properly. Thought I'd show Trinity stats real quick. She's got that beautiful orange halidom, which I'm very jealous of. I was hoping to get those divine energies, but the exchange expired way faster than I thought it would, which is just annoying. I don't know why they set it up that way, but anyway, I wasn't able to get an orange halidom, so I'm just gonna have to wait until they do that event again or something like that. But that said, Trinity got big HP, more BR than I do, but Knights, I mean, because she has so much more HP than I do, I think that's most of the BR gap. HP just gives some ridiculous amount of HP of BR since the new patch. I don't really get why, but it does. And so I think that's most of the BR gap. Also got quite a bit of physical attack, 275k, so I'm sure she's been working on that red weapon and stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are having more fun in the Battleground, the new Battleground, than I am. But yeah, I think it's pretty good for lower BR to medium BR tunes, so they have a little bit more space to breathe. But I think for higher BR tunes, which usually are just trying to fight each other or to troll around and get fast kills, it's not as great. But anyway, take care and have a very good day.